Hello again and Happy New Year. So the global and technical skills akin to the oil and gas sector worldwide required Uganda to undertake a strategic intervention to develop necessary skill sets to enhance the participation of Ugandans in the sector. One of government's strategies to scale Ugandans includes the upgrading of existing vocational training centers and establishment of an oil and gas focused vocational training centers. So in 2021, the government of Uganda handed over 34.5 billion Ugandan shillings of new infrastructure to Uganda Petroleum Institute in Kigumba and the Uganda Technical College Kichwamba in Masindi and Karoli districts respectively to train students in oil and gas sector. The plan is to build the infrastructure to implemented under the Albertine Regional Sustainable Development Projects with funding from the World Bank. In Skills for Success show today, we're talking about skilling Ugandans in oil and gas construction, trades, innovations, opportunities and experiences at the UTC Kichwamba. In studios with me, I have Ms. Lillian Kakai, Senior Institutions Relations Officer, and I have Mr. Mubongwe Kakumba Milton, the Deputy Principal at UTC Kichwamba, and Ruth Komijuni, the Technician in Electronics and Electrical Engineering. This program is powered by the Ministry of Education and Sports, Skilling Uganda, and with support from the World Bank. I'm Andrew Chamagiro, and welcome to the Skills for Success 2023. Be a part of the conversation with the hashtag Skills for Success. But just to bring you to conversation and to context to understand what we're talking about, let's go and see what Kichwamba is all about.
Ever since confirmation that Uganda's Rift Valley basins contain commercially viable and exploitable oil and gas reserves, the government of Uganda dedicated efforts to uplift and develop the Albertine region to ensure it is ready for a beneficial extractive process. The Ministry of Education and Sports prioritized skills development to ensure that Ugandans benefit from the job opportunities that come with the extraction process. Through the Albertine Region Sustainable Development Project, ARSDP, a multi-sectoral project implemented by the government of Uganda, Uganda Technical College Kichwamba was earmarked alongside Uganda Petroleum Institute Kigumba to provide oil and gas training in the country. UTC Kichwamba is located on the slopes of the Rwenzori Mountains along the Western Rift Valley arm that ends at Lake Albert. It is found in Kabarole District, Toro Kingdom, Burahia County and Kichwamba Sub-County, 16 kilometers along Bundibujo-Bwamba Road. The college was founded in 1947 as an artisan training center for the resettlement of World War II veterans.
Basically, it started as an artisan school by government to resettle the World War II veterans. So it started with some courses like boat building, because we are near the lake. Some other courses like agricultural mechanization, because we are in a productive area. There was also carpentry and joinery at that time. So this college has been transforming over years.
In 1971, it was upgraded to the level of a technical institute. In 1983, Kichwamba was again elevated to the status of Technical Training College, a standing it currently bears. Through a directive by His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the college was designated as a center of excellence for the Great Northern Corridor to train artisans in the field of oil and gas. To kickstart a transformation process, UTC Kichwamba was partnered with Coventry University UK to support adaptation of curricula and training infrastructure to international standards. The college was facing many challenges that were limiting the delivery of its mandate before the ARSDP project was initiated. The college lacked training facilities, both workshops and equipment, inadequate instructors, and poor curricula that did not offer reliable skills.
Actually, I started here in 2003, 2006 I was here, and when I finished my course I was retained here as an assistant lecturer. So by then we are lacking a lot of tools and equipments. Actually, for us, much of it was theoretical. But now where it is in 2022, it is real practical.
I will tell you maybe 10 years ago, whenever a principal of a college would stand up, he would say, first thing is poor infrastructure. That cry is no more.
With the support of Coventry University, UTC Kichwamba conducted market surveys and developed 4 internationally adapted competency-based curricula in oil and gas construction training, namely electrical installation, welding and metal fabrication, plumbing and pipe fitting, and carpentry and joinery.
When we compare the two, for example, curricula, which we have developed now, and the one which we had traditionally, we have, for example, a national diploma in mechanical engineering. A national diploma in mechanical engineering studies so many things, because it's possibly going to be in so many areas with little practice, right? Because he can operate this machine, he's supposed to do maintenance, he's supposed to do this, so many things. You are touching on so many things without giving this person enough skills to be able to manage or handle competently any of them. Now that is why you have had the cry that the graduates we produce are half-baked. Because you are touching on this, scattering. Now, the new one, which is competence-based, is such that you come and focus on something particular. You are now going to do welding. So you study welding to its detail. To its detail. So that when somebody does the welding, can move to the higher levels of welding, specialize the welder.
5 curricular-based workshops have also been constructed for the delivery of these new courses. These include an electrical installation workshop, welding and metal fabrication workshop, plumbing and pipe fitting workshop, and carpentry and machine shop, and a woodwork and joinery shop.
Now this end, actually people call it the new Kichwamba. The other one is the old, now this is the new. All this you have seen has been constructed in the last 2 years. From July 2020, during the time of lockdown, and you know, during the lockdown, the construction industry remained active.
Through the ARSDP, the ministry has purchased and furnished all the new workshops at UTC Kichwamba with specified equipment for the delivery of the new courses. This equipment has been installed and instructors trained in their use and maintenance. 20 instructors have been recruited to support the delivery of the new curricula at UTC Kichwamba. These include 10 instructors and 5 lab technicians.
Comparing the facilities on ground to what we used to have, the facilities are far better than what we used to have, and that makes teaching and learning easy. Yes, as an instructor, with the emergence of this new way of teaching, I've gained more knowledge and ways of imparting skill.
These instructors have been trained by the Coventry University to improve their pedagogical skills and capabilities to deliver competency-based oil and gas training.
We went through a series of trainings to prepare us for this program. And in the course of the training, we were exposed on how we can manipulate this equipment to be able to teach the students.
The government has put a lot of money in me, and going through several trainings. Originally, when we were studying, we were not emphasizing much on health and safety. But when we came to this field of oil and gas, health and safety is key. Actually, you can break any other rule, but health and safety has to be paramount. So I've really benefited from the trainings.
With the ARSDP support, UTC Kichwamba has gained international accreditation by City and Guilds. City and Guilds is one of the most preferred accreditation bodies by all international oil and gas companies, including Total Energies, CNOOC, Amar Energy, and Oranta Petroleum. It produces world-class industry-driven standards that are recognized globally and ensures the approved training providers deliver training in compliance with its standards. 240 artisans and technicians are being trained in the new courses.
Since I came here so far, I know how to plumb, like to pipe, to install, like our project we have. I know how to install the hot showers, cold showers. We have a lot of equipment. We have a lot of lecturers, experienced lecturers. They can teach us, and at least we will live here with skills at hand and also a lot of experience.
You get exposed to many machines, like the working machines you can see. I personally never knew all that. So I first studied it in class, and now I am implementing the knowledge I got from class.
This course, because it is awarded internationally, I had to get that chance such that if I can get a chance of working from outside Uganda, I can work anywhere. At least I urge the girls should also join and study these courses, because gone are the days when they used to say that girls cannot do engineering courses.
We are being trained at international level, at international standard, whereby whatever we do can be able to match with those from Europe and other countries. Some of the equipment you see here you can't get in other colleges in Uganda. So because of that, students have access to this equipment, and it places them on a higher standard than other students.
A lot of technicians out in the world are technicians, but they don't know a safe way of doing these things that we do. So this international diploma sets a standard that is extraordinary. That is not like these other technicians that learn work on the field. I was introduced to new machines. Everything is international, based on international standards, such that even if I go outside Uganda, let me say London, I'm a certified electrician who can carry out an electrical installation, who is fit to run the equipment that I will find there.
This is a hands-on course. One, I can employ myself. You can employ yourself. You may start a welding workshop yourself. Then I can employ myself and teach others on site. The Uganda where we are heading, it needs people who know hands-on, who have skills.
These students have received 80% subsidy by the government. More than 50% of these students have completed training and are doing internship.
We have the equipment, we have the staff trained. There are many people out there who lack these skills that are available here. So the attitude of Ugandans, of the public, towards vocational and technical education should be that is the way to go.
Ifokia, who got his first diploma from Uganda Technical College Elgon, can quickly find a job. Okezia, who did a short baking course at Bukalasa Agricultural College, can start her own business. And Kato, who got certification in mechanics, can earn a steady income. Then so can you. Your situation can change for the better. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, visit our offices at the Ministry of Education and Sports or our website at www.education.go.ug. You can also call us on 0417-893-600 or 0414-257-038 or 0417-893-701.
Behind the deliciousness of that meal you enjoy at your favorite restaurant is a skilled chef. Behind the strength of that building where you work or study is a skilled technical engineer. Behind the proper electrical wiring and lighting in your home is a skilled electrician, a skilled mechanic, a skilled seamstress, a skilled nurse, a skilled...
You too can master the right skill to become the best at what you do. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, visit our offices at the Ministry of Education and Sports or our website at www.education.go.ug. You can also call us on 0417 893 600 or 0414 257 038 or 0417 893 701.
Well, now that you've seen what success, rather skills for success looks like, this brings the conversation home. Good to see you, Lillian. Good to see you, Milton and Ruth. It's very humbling to have this conversation. So I'll start with the simplest conversation, Lillian there. What is Kichwamba's story?
Kichwamba is a beautiful place, like you saw. In the introduction, how it was started, 1947, as an artisan, and how we have grown through it all until now that we are a center of excellence for oil and gas construction trades. So there are many beautiful things in Kichwamba that we'd love to see, apart from what we have seen in the clip. We have so much in stock. Maybe let me begin from the training. We are on board as we speak. We have 788 students on national diploma. We have 120 students on international vocational qualifications, and we have an intake that is beginning, the first years that are beginning on Monday.
This week?
This week,
okay.
Yes, for 2023 intake.
It feels weird to say 2023 because we just
So these numbers, why I'm mentioning them, is they've grown from what we have seen. 2 years ago, we had 300, 400 in numbers. So the conversation we are talking about TVET and skilling Ugandans and the competence-based training that we're having in Kichwamba has brought the numbers up to that. And this is the way to go for Ugandans.
I love that.
Yeah.
Deputy Principal of the UTC, Mr. Kakumba Milton, good to have you, sir.
Thank you, Andrew.
What does it feel when you see this, for starters, Kichwamba is cold, I understand. What is your first experience when you went to Kichwamba? Did you go the way we are here? Can I survive in Kichwamba when I'm dressed like this?
First of all, good evening, Andrew, and our viewers who are seeing us. Kichwamba is very beautiful, first of all.
Okay.
I am myself, I'm a Biruda. We used to study something called chimneys. And they used to tell us, do you know chimneys are only practiced in the UK?
Of course, in the Western world.
In the Western world. It's where people heat their sitting rooms. But when I reached Kichwamba,
they need more.
Those houses have chimneys, fireplaces.
Wow. For warmth in the house.
So we are in a weather which is not Ugandan weather. We are in a weather which is like we are in Europe.
Welcome from Switzerland. You've come now to Kampala. I can imagine.
I bought my first sweater when I started I started working there.
Oh dear.
The environment is cool. Possibly people have allergies with cold.
Yeah.
May have some.
People like me, I won't survive heavily on that, but I would find my
generally
way
good. You finish a day without sweat, even if you are working.
Oh dear. That sounds great. Rose, to come to you as someone who is at the core in electrical and all.
Yes.
And you're a woman. How do you feel about it?
Wow. To me, as a lady, I feel great.
Yeah.
Because I've moved to, it's very great for a lady
to be in this
kind of environment.
Yeah.
First of all, most of the ladies outside there, they used to say, this is work for a man.
Yeah.
The man can't do this. I'm not energetic. Even men could say, you don't have the energy to do that. But I'm telling you, we have the energy
to do all this.
everything in the world. Yes.
That's the conversation we're starting. So that is all my entire panel. We're having a conversation today. I'm going to go directly to you, Principal, the Deputy Principal of Kichwamba. When you listen to the storyline of Kichwamba and how it's all coming through, the numbers, the last 2 years were remarkable. I should say the last 3 years now that we're in 2023. They were remarkable to you as a Deputy Principal. What do you see, having gone through all this kind of metamorphosis to the Institute?
Generally, first of all, I thank God and I thank this government. Because all what we are seeing and all these numbers is one, our government has tried to sensitize the public about what skills training is concerned about and what TVET is. So, and now on top of that, with the equipment that we have received and the training of the staff that we have received has attracted. And now for us as administration, it really becomes joy because we need to train as many Ugandans as possible because the world which needs skills is still big. So I really think it's an achievement and we have to celebrate for it.
As a country?
As a country.
With all that you've seen in Kichwamba, I'm sure you take some time and you walk out of the institute just to make sense of the environment where you stay. Do the locals understand the agenda of the government about this, especially those in the Albertine?
Yeah, the public has started picking up. Formerly, you know, just like Madam Ross mentioned it, it was not only about ladies. Technical education or skills education was known that is for failures.
Back in the day?
Back in the days. I'm a TVET graduate because I started from the grassroots. But whenever I would go, they would say, oh, look at these failures. They would call us names, funny names, woodpeckers, whatever names that could discourage anybody who has joined. But the government has tried its best that people have risen up. The mind is somehow changing positively. So the community around have started embracing. Although still, somebody comes from the nearby district, and even sometimes others are leaders, and he tells you, oh, I've been passing here all these years, but I didn't know that these things happen here.
Oh, yeah.
He becomes surprised. It's like he has come from Europe. But he tells you that has been passing there for the past, since he was born, he has been passing there.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't know what was happening in Kichwamba. But I thank God, the truth is the public has got
to know the agenda.
And maybe to add on that, we as a college have organized several events to include the local. Especially the local government, the local people, the local leaders, yes. And it was very evident when we had an open week. We just opened the college to the public.
To come and see what is
going on.
To
come and see. It was their week. Everybody would come and we take them around, we orient them, we give them what we've been doing.
What was the feel like for the community leaders? I'm looking at the LOC chairman coming through the gates.
Right now you meet the LC1 chairman, the LC3, the LC5s. We organize it in a way that we put the political leaders alone so that they share their feel. After the event, we will do hear feedback from them. The RDCs of the region, the LC5s, so at least the people in the region know what is happening in Kichwamba. And with this, that we are here at NTV, now the whole nation must know that Kichwamba is no longer the Kichwamba of the other days.
Of the other days. And I want to pick you from there. The numbers you gave us earlier on when we were just making a preamble conversation, does it represent all regions of this country?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
UTC Kichwamba is one of the 5 technical colleges, national technical colleges in the country.
Correct.
But like every college has a particular niche that they are specializing in. And for us, being in the Albertine region, we are specializing in oil and gas construction trades that were mentioned. So we being a national college, we admit anybody from wherever in Uganda and even abroad, I mean outside Uganda. We have students from Rwanda, we have students from Kenya. So it's a national college, we invite everybody.
I love that. Ruth, I want to hear your story. One, you're representing the women, then two, you're representing those with disabilities. Someone would like to understand, where did you start from? Being at this level that you're a technical person on the management team and the team that runs an institute that is at a national level, what was your journey like starting in technical? Mr. Kakumba has told us they used to call them names and whatever it is. That was for him. Now here you are, you're a woman and you're disabled. How did you go through all this?
Well, after my senior 4, I decided to join a technical institute. So I started my technical institute from Barala, that was Rugando Technical Institute. I studied for 3 years. That was craft part 2 and craft part 3, which they call advanced. So when we were studying, they used to call us, there's a word they used to say, abateko.
Abateko.
Whenever you could hear that name, abateko, it could be...
Could break your esteem.
Yes. Yeah. You feel like, why are they calling me abateko? So for them, they didn't know, that was just an abusive word. They didn't know what it means, because they knew that when they call you omuteko, you'll be someone who is low.
Correct.
But when you start moving up, you recognize that, and even them, they started saying, knowing that omuteko is
the
a
way
different
to go.
person, and it's the way to go. So from that technical institute, I upgraded to the college. That is after the 3 years. Then I went for a diploma in Kichwamba.
You're moving fast. What kept you going at all this?
Yes, the skills that I could get from there, they're the ones that kept me moving. Because from there, you study, the first year and the second year, you study for 2 years. Then after those 2 years, you go for an industrial training. So after that industrial training, then you also come for the 3rd year, which is advanced.
Wow.
Which of nowadays, they removed it. They study for 2 years. So us, we are studying for 3 years. So that advanced, after studying it, then it could push you to a diploma, where you could get...
At the college now?
Yes, at the college now, where you could get those advanced skills. But whenever you could go for those, you could have a break for training. Then when you get those skills, you also join the college.
Wow.
Yes.
Very humbling to hear this kind of story of Ruth. You're very challenging in a way, and I want to dig more into that. Now at the very first level where you are, those skills, did you use them? Because we have a challenge in our country. To us who have gone to school and you're studying masters and whatever it is, you do a bachelor's, you're done and you're the best. The institution will retain you to tutor others and turn into a small lecturer or whatever, junior lecturer. And you've not practiced the degree, by the way. And then you do a master's on scholarship, and then after the master's, they say they retain you, but you've not practiced again the master's. I want to go back a little bit into your storyline. When you had the first skills, did you put them to practice? That they gave you money to send you now to another? And I missed that in your story.
Yes. When I finished my 2 years, that was part 2, I went for a training. They were not paying us. They were just giving us just an allowance, either for lunch or transport. But whenever you could go with someone, you could go under someone, supervised by someone. Yes, you're under supervision. You cannot go alone.
Okay.
Yes, when you could go for for that training, you are supervised, not you doing that. Whenever you could go wrong, they could take you back. Then from there, you keep on advancing. So you get that ability to say, yes, I can do this. And to make the viewers like this, I got my first job after my advanced, after my part 3. That was was working at St. Henry's Chitovo. Yes, as an electrician.
Wow.
So from there, it's when I decided to join the college. I attained my diploma. So when I came to the college to attain my diploma, because of the skills that I had,
correct,
I also got they advertised, I got an opportunity to join them. So the good thing was like I was studying and at the same time working, which is that you can get the skills and you advance yourself.
Slowly. So from allowances, you saved some money and you kept upgrading. Wow, the drive, the energy.
Yes. Because when they used to abuse me like I'm a muteko, so that pushed me to move out of that.
You had to prove them wrong.
Yes, that I'm not a muteko. I'm a muteko of a different value.
Yes.
Not the muteko you think.
Of back in the days.
Yes, of that back in the days. So that's how I challenged them.
You challenged them?
That I can get a job with a certificate.
And
I
here
get
you
a
are.
brain. And here I am with my degree in electrical.
Wow. And you're an NTV, and where are they?
God knows.
Lillian, I want to tap into this conversation. When you hear her storyline, it brings me to the conversation of the mindset.
Yes.
And as we're going into the conversation of the mindset, we would like to know some of the training and the courses you have at the institute. But again, I would like to understand if the mindset element and component is embedded in that. Because they used to make fun of Mr. Kakumba here. They used to make fun of you. And can we, in your answer, can you try to plug that with the mindset or the attitudes approach of our countrymen?
Andrew, what Ruth skipped out is that the college didn't have an electrician when we advertised.
Okay.
She competently won that job. So she's our college electrician. So through there, she has advanced and now she's speaking with,
part of you.
Yeah, she's part of us and she's speaking with a degree.
Yes.
Yeah, in electrical engineering. So her story comes back like you can come from S4.
Yes.
Parents who have children in S4 can have somewhere take them and they keep on getting the skills. With her certificate, she was able to get what?
A job.
A job. So we are looking at people, employable skills. Like not children who will go to school, get their degrees, and then you're in your dad's bedroom playing
waiting for daddy to make the calls.
Yes, PS5 all through the day. So if by that time she was able, because I saw Ruth grow to who she is now. Yes. Now back to the attitude. We, in our training, we emphasize 3 things. They are the hands, the head, and behavior.
Okay.
You may have all the skills, you may have all the knowledge, but if your behavior is not aligned to the development of this nation and the agenda of TVET, you will not succeed. So what we are calling upon the people that we train, whenever they come, it begins from the first day they arrive college. We create we have developed orientation program for that whole week. In that orientation program, we inform our students who are now our clients that please, while here, this is what is expected of you, this is expected of you, this is expected of you. Because we are partnering with industry to get you jobs, but then you have to prove yourself that you're worth employable.
Yeah.
So in through the training, like I've told you, it begins from the word go as you come in. And when we are preparing you to go out, we have partnered with UMA. And UMA, we have a program called a program for the graduates that are going out.
Okay.
Yes. So we come with them and we train them on employable skills. But even through the training, there are also course units, like communication skills. You know, engineers think, I teach communication skills myself. Yeah. So sometimes when I enter, they are thinking of mathematics, angles, and what. I tell them, come on, You will
Speak
learn
English.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
I'm
will
not-
what? You will need to present your CV somewhere.
Yes.
And you have to write it.
No,
well.
at times, and I think that's why I actually get off with some technical people or the engineers or the, they speak language that is known to their practice.
Yes.
And at times we're confused by engineers when they say a dual carriage. I'm like, what are you saying?
Yes.
The columns they're going to build, and I'm like, speak English, break it down for me to process it. I hear you.
Yes. So even before you get that contract, you'll have to present your paper, your project, your
Correct.
proposal. So learn how to write your proposal. So all those are life skills that we keep on giving them. Also, addition to that, entrepreneur skills. Give them, well, you're studying. We are training you, we are giving you the skills to be employable, but also have that entrepreneurial mind. This is what the government is looking at. People who can also create jobs for
the
others.
others.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to tap into Mr. Kakumba here. When it gets to the orientation week and all, I want to know how much theory work is there at the Technical Institute, just to make sense of it. But again, the fit for purpose model for the training for your students, how is it inculcated there?
Andrew, and maybe our viewers, currently, as the IRO has mentioned, Kichwamba is one of the 5 technical colleges, public technical colleges that we have.
Public is critical there.
Yes.
Yes.
And we currently, Kichwamba runs 2 different sets of programs. We have the old program of the national diplomas. That is accredited by National Council and is examined by Uganda Business and UBTEB. So that one, its training is a bit, it has more theory than the practical. Then we have the international vocational qualifications. Those ones, its training, I would say, is almost 90% practical. There's little theory. In fact, when we admit even these students, we tell them, you can even carry one book.
That's how critical it is.
Yes, you can even carry a book if you feel like. Because even the notes, we have booklets that we have already designed for them that has what is supposed to be covered for a particular module. So they write in those books. And it's upon completion, it's until the satisfaction of the student that, yes, I can perform this task, is when that student signs off that module.
Okay.
If he is not contented or she is not contented, she will never sign off. That means if there are others that have signed off, those one, the instructor can continue with the others on a new module. But this one, the instructor must have a task to push this one to the level of the others. So that is the beauty.
Wow.
Of this.
There is inclusion, student lecturer model.
Yes. Because you know, when we admit the students, they are not at the same level.
Correct.
So prior knowledge is always considered. And then they are automatically, you cannot rule out having slow learners. So you cannot say, now I have slow learners, let me leave them in their class.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day,
no one must be left behind.
Yes, if you are producing a plumber, you are producing a plumber. And they are going to come out when they are satisfied plumbers. So if a plumber, you are saying, this one was a slow learner, we can say, yes, he's qualified. But at the end of the day, he's going to perform the same tasks like the other ones who was a fast learner. So that's now why we make sure that even the slow learners are given time, so that by the time they live at the same level.
Wow. I love that those of you who are just joining us for this conversation. The program is called Skills for Success, and we're talking about technical skilling Ugandans actually going through currently. If you're a parent and you have a child who is out there and would wish to have him skilled up, Kichwamba could be your place, especially now that you're going in oil and gas. Ruth, the ECOP pipeline is here.
Yes.
The news came out to the public and everyone was running up and down. Because there's so much in electrical and the technical kind of issues, that's why I'm bringing this to you.
Yes.
When you had this news, what was it for you, especially as an individual?
Yes, the news when I had them, it was very good and important because I had the skills that I could transfer
to the project.
And I knew that I could do it perfectly. So I was confident and I knew that everything is going to go on well.
And I want to come to you about that, especially when you talk about electrical and all that. Let's talk about safety. In this country, I've seen the people who are so much into electrical and all, they usually, the only safety I see is Magaru. I have not seen anything more than that. When you're teaching all these at Kichwamba, do you have partnerships with companies that can, you know, at times often maybe on a discounted kind of sell price to the students who come out of this, that they come out with their kit that is entirely covering them up for this, for safety purposes?
What we do for the safety, first of all, before you introduce the students to anything, let it be any work they're going to do, you have to first tell them the safety of it and how you're going to use it. So before you tell them how they're going to use it or to do the work, you have to first tell them the dangers in it, how they're going to handle it. That is the safety criteria. So we usually tell them when they are reporting, they usually come with their toolkits.
Okay.
Though we have others from the institution, but which are mostly for their use. For them, they use them and leave them there. But they should also be having their personal
yes, safety kit.
Safety kits, which they use. And because of this project that is coming in, we've come up with a course unit of health and safety, which they have to go through it.
What does it entail, health and safety? I'm interested now.
The health and safety is incorporating most of the things that you need on work. When it comes to let it be here in the studio, you have to be having safety here. What if I'm seated here and I just slid and go down? So there has to be safety in that. So in health and safety, we would have to tell them what they need to go when they're going to do work, what they need to prepare, in like putting on the helmets and their PPEs. The PPEs is having the helmets, the safety goggles, the overalls, and their boots, which are safe. So when taking them through that, we're having the safe handling way, how they should be lifting their equipment if they're heavy, the kilograms they should be lifting, and everything. If it is coming to working on a machine, their safety they have to go through when you're working on a machine. Let it be a leather machine, it is having parts which are moving. So you have to train them how they should go about it.
Wow.
So that's what is incorporated in health and safety.
In the safety.
Yes.
That is very exciting. I want to come back to you, Lillian, about the issue of courses. The viewer out there would like to know what courses does Kichwamba have. The deputy principal gave us a hint, a glimpse of the little bit of it. But I want to dive into the details of it and how long does each course take? So that you never know. I could say I'm in studios here and I want to come and do a course. How long is it? 2 months, 2 years?
Okay.
Something of the sort.
All right. Let me just first have something small on health and safety.
To supplement it.
Yeah, supplement. Andrew, one thing we had to handle as an institution was to train all our train all our staff in measures of health and safety. We all have certificates in IOSH, managing safely in oil and gas. Then those that are handling technical courses have all qualified with NEBOSH.
Okay.
So
what is NEBOSH? I'm a parent. I
These are professional bodies that certify people in health and safety.
Okay.
And through those certifications, our staff are now competent to teach and also give out certificates.
Under
as a
those
college.
guidelines.
Yes, under
Correct.
those guidelines of health and safety. So it is a must, even as you enter college. The first thing we shall do is to orient you on the health and safety precautions before you go in any place. Even when you reach at the workshop, even before you reach, you will see the safety precautions, and our health and safety officers will be there to inform you on what to do. So when we come to the courses, like our deputy said, we have higher diploma courses in engineering fields, higher diploma in civil engineering, higher diploma in architecture, higher diploma in mechanical engineering, higher diploma in electrical engineering, and higher diploma in electrical, civil, mechanical, and architecture, yes. Then when we come to national diploma courses, we have national diploma in water engineering, national diploma in architecture, national diploma in mechanical, national diploma in electrical, national diploma in civil engineering. Those are the courses that are aligned to UBTEB and with National Council for Higher Education. Then we have IVQs, International Qualification, Vocational Qualifications. In IVQ, we have certificates in carpentry and joinery, then certificate in welding and metal fabrication, a certificate in plumbing and pipe fitting, then a certificate in electrical and electronics. Other than that, we have modular courses. These come on demand or specialized. And at the moment where activity is going, we want to emphasize more on modular training. Modular training, such that somebody comes with a specific need, or companies contact us with specific needs, maybe training their staff on a particular machine, or on a particular trade, or in a particular skill that they want for their employees, or even an individual. Even me as Lillian, I would wish to really train in plumbing works. So I just they have to do the prior learning on me, the knowledge that I have, then enroll me for that course. So also those specialized courses are there. If you need, like in electronics, biodigestor constructions, the solar installations, smart home, and everything like that. Yes.
Wow, I love that.
And maybe to add on what Lillian, these courses, the national and higher diplomas, take 2 years.
Okay.
And the entry requirement for yours a TOEIC Senior 6 for national diplomas, and somebody must have done mathematics.
So if I didn't do mathematics, I'm off the grid?
If you didn't do mathematics from A level, we don't admit you direct for that.
And physics.
Okay.
We would advise you to start with a certificate.
You come upgrading slowly.
Then you come and upgrade.
Okay. Now that changes the dynamics.
Yes.
Principal, let's look at it this way. I have been doing electrical by proxy. I've been watching how she's been doing, and I'm learning from her. So I have that prior knowledge, and I stopped in Senior 4. Do I still have to go back through the process of from down up again?
Yes, for the national diplomas, yes. But for the international
certification
qualifications, no. That is already prior knowledge.
Okay.
Yes.
And does that mean I have to pay less money because I have prior knowledge? I have prior knowledge, Principal, here.
No, you know, whether you have prior knowledge, yes, we shall have access to your prior knowledge.
Okay.
And that will be your requirement that has allowed you to be registered. But the training that you are going to undergo will be equally the same like these other people.
The others, yes.
And you know, technical is expensive.
Very much so.
I don't know how much, if you have done any water installation or recent at your home. I
Yes,
don't know how much
that
you
guy,
bought
he's
a
called
pipe.
Derek. He keeps, every time he comes, he takes roughly around 80 to 100,000.
Yes.
Every time he comes.
You may realize you buy a pipe.
Yes.
One pipe at around 140,000.
Those bends, he keeps saying, I need a bend. I'm like, what's wrong with the bends?
And when you take it to the department,
yes,
that one pipe, if they are to help you, it can serve only 2 students.
Oh.
And for 1 day. And it's gone. Another time they go back, you need another pipe and those other fittings.
Very expensive.
So it becomes very expensive. But that's why we shall not say...
So technically you're saying you won't give me a discount regardless of my price. I want to bring it to you, Ruth, here now. With all this that's going on, I love the conversation, how it's actually... Kichwamba is doing a government agenda, is implementing a government agenda, which I'm so proud of. But looking at all this with the women and the girl child, especially in the country, I'm sure I'm going to put you so much on the spot about this because I'm very fascinated by your skills and how strong you've held the journey, and you said, I'm not going to give up on this.
Yes.
How can we change the mindset of our communities and society about the girl child and technical studies or skilling?
Right. From this conversation, I want to urge you, the ladies out, that we are promoting equality. There's
Gender equality.
Gender equality. There is
And
no
equity.
these other things that me, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. Back in the days, you could hardly find a lady in an overall.
Yeah.
You couldn't. But now they're energetic in an overall. We are energetic in our overalls and doing some work. Due to the TVET policy that is coming out, that it needs skills, more skills, and being competent for the world market. So we are all competing. You will not eat sugar, will not take sugar, then you leave me to take just plain water.
Yeah.
No, I also need your sugar.
You also need sugar, correct?
Yes, I also need to take sugar and taste on it. So we need to all be competent. That's why I'm urging out that we shouldn't fear, the ladies shouldn't fear. They have all what it takes to do the work they need. So we are all coming together and we build our nation. We take up the skills as others do.
When you say competent, best kind of training, I love that. But how do we bring even the men on board to allow their wives and daughters to go into it? Because you've seen these conversations when you're engaging with local leaders. I'm sure one of them must have probably said, hey, there are even women doing this. Because the mindset seems to be, structured in that.
Yes.
How do we bring them on board? Now, using your storyline, how did you change your father, your uncles, even your husband to believe and agree that, oh, my wife is a techo person and she's proud of it?
So what I did was to fix my mind on what I want. I tell him that when you're doing this, I also need to do this, so that we can all combine as a family
and complement
and put something on a table. Putting that one aside, we need all to educate our Ugandans about the technical education, about the skilling. So if you want me to come to your home, you leave me home, say, now I've left you home, I'll just give you 1,000. You have a kid, you have what?
You have needs as a person.
What will that 1,000 do for you? So you can all be together and come with one thing, that is the skilling. We don't want people to be reluctant. We shall all join hands and work, make our Uganda grow. If I'm having a skill, you can leave me home, but doing my own work.
Your own skill.
Yes, that can earn me a living. If you don't, it doesn't mean that you need to have millions of money to start that. You can start your workshop, you start like that, then you'll be doing your installations. Getting that installation will be earning you some money.
I love that.
So,
Mr. Kakumba, just before we go for break, I want to just drop this to you. What she's talking about is to have a conversation with a husband or with a dad who is open-minded. As a man, I'm sure you're head of a home and you lead quite a big team there. Have you talked to some of fellow men about this conversation of enrolling their girls in technical? And what is the feedback like? Wow, what a big sign.
Andrew,
I love that, Milton.
Some years back, it was a big challenge.
Correct.
I have enrolled since I joined the TVET, because I joined TVET around 2000. And since then, I've educated, I've at least tried to preach that gospel to many people. And very many younger men and women have joined TVET. In fact, around my area, I'm like
an ambassador of TVET.
An ambassador of TVET.
Correct.
But in the beginning, it was very difficult for girls to join. Even those who work, so they will tell you, maybe tailoring, catering, or agriculture, because they knew at least a woman can only do those. But I used to tell them, no, all these courses are. I remember, I've changed a lot of people's attitudes, to the extent that I made very many boys to do secretarial studies. Formerly where I used to work, we had secretarial studies. And I told them secretarial work is not for
the
ladies.
women alone,
Yes, and I told them welding is not for
men alone.
And very many currently have, like, already one girl is, I think, did mechanical welding, and she's now doing her bachelor's.
We're just going to take a break right there. If you're just joining this conversation, the program is called Skills for Success, powered by the World Bank, the Ministry of Education and Sports, and Skills Skills Uganda. We're going to take a break, but if you want to be part of the conversation, the hashtag is Skills for Success. When we return, we're going to dive into the affordability, accessibility, and the marketable. Stay with us.
Behind the deliciousness of that meal you enjoy at your favorite restaurant is a skilled chef. Behind the strength of that building where you work or study is a skilled technical engineer. Behind the proper electrical wiring and lighting in your home is a skilled electrician, a skilled mechanic, a skilled seamstress, a skilled nurse, a skill.
You too can master the right skill to become the best at what you do. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, visit our offices at the Ministry of Education and Sports or our website at www.education.go.ug. You can also call us on 0417 893 600 or 0414 257 038 or 0417 893 701.
Those joining us for the Skills for Success conversation, it's an honor to have you. My name is Andrew Chamagiran. In studios, I have Ruth, who happens to be a technical when it gets to electrical engineering and technical from the Kichwamba Training Center of Excellence. And I have Mr. Kakumba Milton, who happens to be the deputy principal of the institute. And I have Lillian, who happens to come from the public relations and that. On Twitter, I have Mutambi Nicholas. He says that I'm currently doing a national diploma in civil engineering from the sister college of UTC Bushenyi. I've never regretted opting for TVET training. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you on that. We have a couple of people, others here who are sending in. Dan Sostin says that technician, that's all what it takes. The technician nowadays having theory bit of it, it's never good. Technician need to find a way of living shortly. Someone here says That is Bogey Boggs, says, what are some of the courses done at the UTC? Someone else is, there is another person here. This is feedback all from online. Dan says that, I love you like all from true sharing, gain a skill to certain living, to attain a living. When not even employed, skill will never get away once again becomes natural.
Yeah.
It becomes part of you moving forward. More feedback coming in, more feedback coming in. We really want to appreciate all those who are coming through. Okay, this one is about innovation. That's a conversation we're going to have when it gets to innovation. So friends, if you want to be a part of this conversation, the hashtag is Skills for Success, and I'll pick your feedback as fast as possible as it comes in. Before we went for the break, we had a conversation about the courses, and I want to drop this to you, Lillian. Let's talk about the affordability. How much are these courses for the viewer out there to make sense of it? And with that affordability, do we have payment plans, and how big are the payment plans?
The deputy hinted a little, especially on the unit costs.
Correct.
Saying technical training is really expensive when it comes to materials and those consumables. Actually, as a ministry, we were guided during this planning to calculate the unit cost for training a particular student. So if I am a welder, what will it take me to be passed out as a competent welder, certified? Now, if we are taking, of course there are stages, but let's take maybe a 6G welding or coded welding like that. What does it take? Recently, when we were in training in UK, our welding team.
Wait a minute, Paul the tune. Training in the UK.
Yes.
So you get people from Kichwamba and they go to understand how it works in the other countries.
Exactly.
I love that.
We had 18 of them being trained in the UK for a full month on international standards.
Okay.
Quality assurance.
These are exchange programs
yes.
at Kichwamba.
Yes. Quality assurance. How to pass out these trainings and also get the international accreditation. Actually, as we speak, all of our staff that are handling IVQs have international accreditation with SIT and Guilds. Yeah, together in partnership with Coventry University. So when the welders were given materials and one particular trainee was like, I'm given rods, I finish this one, they give me another one. I finish this one because he has to perfect the line as he's welding. So because of that and the materials consumed, it makes it a little
costly.
Yes, apart from these other theoretical courses. However, government has put in a lot of measures. For example, these 2 cohorts that we've passed out have been subsidized 80%.
80% paid by the government?
Yes, paid by government.
So I only pay for 20%?
For 20%.
I hear you.
For the international certifications, yes. So honestly, and also having that 20%, really for you to feel that you're part of the, you know, when you have something you're giving in, you will feel you love that.
Oh yeah, there is value for money.
There is value for money, you'll feel it. So for the first 2 cohorts, the first cohort we passed out 130 and now we have on board 120 students under that arrangement by government and the World Bank and the RSDP project. Then we have on national diploma, we have government scholarships. Yes, these ones for direct entrance, you apply through JAB. Then for those that are coming from certificates, like Ruth said, you apply to the institutions, and then TVET has a system of having them analyzed, assessed, and through the assessment, they're looking at what can you do, what have you been doing, like how you asked Ruth. Have you been just progressing in education, or you have been working and applying the skills you got from the previous training.
Are these scholarships put out in the public domain on the
Yes.
website, on your Twitter pages or Facebook, that anyone can access them? If so, what happens to other Ugandans who are not online? How do we keep them part of the conversation?
And whenever this time comes, the ministry advertises. We also, as the college, we advertise.
Correct.
We go
On radios and TVs?
On radios and TVs and
Print?
even newspapers. Yes. And for the last intake, this intake that we are talking about, yes, it just happened, I think, last month, yes. The interviews for the upgraders that are joining the national diplomas. So, and it has been put down, TVET has organized that it has come down to the grassroots. It's no longer done in Kampala. It has been put in the regions. So for us in our regions as institutions, we organize our applicants. So we go out on the radio stations, we inform people to come and apply, then they go in different regions. In northern, they were in Lira. In the western, they were in Chichwamba and Bushenyi. In eastern, they also have centers like that. So it has come down. We have brought it down to the public to understand that it is no longer selection, or people are not getting those scholarships from Kampala. We've gone down to the grassroots. So those are government sponsors. Then we have student loan scheme. I think these ones have advertised.
So for the
everywhere.
scholarships, are they fully paid scholarships or something?
No. At least you'll have something to pay as a candidate.
Okay.
Yes. But most of the things, the government...
It's the 80% government is covering in the scholarship.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
It's covering. So the student loan scheme, I think many Ugandans have learned about the student loan scheme for higher education. It's all over universities and other tertiary institutions. We also have students benefiting from that.
Okay.
We have partnered with BRAC.
Okay.
BRAC is having over 30 students they're sponsoring.
You know, I don't know why, and for lack of a better way, I think the government needs to find BRAC model to fight poverty in this country.
Yeah.
I've never seen the best model that encourages household financial stability and income like BRAC.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that it's now actually even coming into education.
Yes.
You know? Wow.
And their students are very organized. You find them in an organized community. So people can tap through those funding scholarship. We also have REBI, Renewable Energy Business Incubation Scheme. Those ones also are having people that they're sponsoring. Then also the privately sponsored students. They're also there in big numbers.
Those ones are the ones I want to... Now, those are the ones who want to know the figures exactly, besides the scholarships and all. How much is it for us, the private students who would like to come to the institute?
Like how we explained, the skills and the knowledge you're going to receive through this training. Now, let's say for higher diploma or maybe national diploma for the 2 years, that money, if you're looking at it, you're going to earn even more of it than...
Lydian, you should have been a father or a reverend of sort. You're failing to give me a figure.
No, I'm saying the figures are... No.
Principal, you can come in about this, because I need figures now.
Andrew, these figures, you know, sometimes we may mention them.
Yes.
They scare.
No.
But I'm going to mention them.
Yes.
But
and because you said you have a payment plan, there is a loan scheme.
Our private students pay per semester around 1.6 million.
Okay.
That is including accommodation and feeding and everything.
And once a year has how many semesters?
2 semesters.
2 semesters.
So you may find out, I think I'm right,
yes,
that we are cheaper than some of the nursery schools
very
in the
much
country.
So.
Where people go there to be taught how to sing.
Oh, Milton. I hear you. I hear you.
But now, here is 1.6.
It covers accommodation.
Your training material, everything. And you are coming out with the skills that are going to sustain you for the rest of your life.
How long is the semester?
A semester is
4 months.
4 months. So we have 2 semesters in a year. So meaning in a year you are paying around 3 million plus, around that. So I find it's really...
It's affordable.
It's affordable, but because of the situation of our masses, sometimes people look at it as... One time, I passed an advert to one of a WhatsApp group in my area. I was advertising. Somebody responded and said, it is very expensive.
Compared to what?
It touched me, and I said, how much do we pay for our other sorts of educations? Nobody answered, and it ended there. So, because I also now had to challenge that person.
Yes.
So, sometimes it is the attitude.
Okay, of the parent or the student.
You know, I've been in management for some years, and Andrew, sometimes it makes you laugh. Sometimes it makes you annoyed.
Perspectives, yes.
You receive a parent, and he comes, has not cleared fees, and he comes. There are those good, brave parents who come to office,
and they tell you the truth.
Say, Principal, I have 3 children. One mentions one secondary school. He mentioned maybe another one in a primary school, and he says, I had, or maybe a university, and he says, I had to pay for the other ones. So the little I had, I paid for the other one. So I'm requesting you to keep this one. I'm going to pay.
That's a honest conversation.
So it becomes, yes, it is sincere, I told you, but what makes us sometimes feel bad?
Why do we come last?
Why do we take skills training as a last resort? Why didn't you start with this one? So sometimes, but that could be the fact.
Yes, yes.
So basically that is our, like for the IVHF, is it these international vocational
certifications?
Yes. Some of these qualifications the government is putting on as much as 10 million per training, per course. And sometimes you tell somebody, you are going to pay maybe around 1.9 per the whole course. The whole course, not even a semester, but for the whole course, the whole year. And still other people tell you it is still expensive. But the government has put in a lot. Look at the equipment that you have been showing, you have been sharing in the clips. All that the government has put in that investment, has put in everything. But still, it comes back to the attitude. But I'm happy that the attitude is coming out.
And I love that, Principal. With that figure said, what kind of payment plan do we have? If I'm a parent and I love it and I want to go into this, do I pay like 3 times, 2 times, or one of?
Andrew, we are flexible.
Correct.
We need you just to pay something that shows that you are committed to the course.
Okay.
And after that, we keep reminding you
of the balance.
Of the balance. We don't mind even if you pay 50,000. But we always encourage you, by the time you are completing,
you should have cleared everything.
Have cleared.
Wow. I love this conversation going. Lillian, I'm grateful I have the principal. Lillian was taking me in circles. Coming to you, Ruth. Emi Baguma on Twitter. Emi, thank you so much for this. And by the way, if you have any question, just drop it on Twitter. Look for NTV Uganda and we'll be in position to pick your question. Emi Baguma on Twitter says, how secure is it that there will be available jobs after I train? Now, remember we talked about fit for purpose. And jobs that are already there. Now, you people are dealing with oil and gas, and this is where your niche is. You're training competence-based people to handle that. Someone is saying, how sure am I that when I'm done with training all this, I'll get the jobs?
Yes, about the jobs. I want to air this clearly that when someone hear about oil and gas, he thinks of, he becomes overwhelmed.
Yes, it sounds alien. We are not used to it.
Yes, yes. So like if someone is doing electrical and you're telling him or her that you're going to study to be trained in oil and gas, he thinks of some other things, either
downstream rig placement, upstream.
He's going to be down doing what? I know. But to make the thing clear is, as an like an electrical, if someone says you're going to train in oil and gas, for us like Kichwamba, we are in construction sector.
Yeah.
in that oil and gas. So what you need to know is, because that thing is international.
Correct.
So what you need to have in your mind is like, are you competent enough
to provide the
services they need in that sector? Can you do the things that are
on
done
international
there on an international standard? Because for us, like here in Uganda, I have to say this, we are used of doing our things.
To whom it may concern.
Yes.
Yes.
Far. So you just, if someone says, come and install for me my house, it is having 2 rooms with a kitchen and whatever. For you, just go and lay your pipes, you lay your wires. To whom it may concern. But this serves to be on a standard. Being competent means you should be having the knowledge, you should be having the skills that you're going to apply in that. And even your attitude. So if that attitude comes at, why am I studying this? Where is it taking me to? Like what he has asked. Then there you might go astray that you for you want to jump and go into the
job already.
On the job already. When you cannot even know how to fit a trunk or a conduit, or when you cannot even know how to terminate a wire. So we first take you through that training of the skills. Then that skill will be taking you'll be upgrading your attitude so that you say, I need this in order to qualify for this.
Wow.
And
I need this to qualify.
And maybe, Andrew, to add on this, I want to urge Ugandans, this thing of saying, I'm going to study a course, and what is the job immediately?
To get the job, yes, yes. That's the mindset trick.
That is something that's to run out of our what? Our minds. Yeah. I'm very sure, I think Andrew and the viewers who are there, you believe in me, I've seen mechanics, car mechanics, who have run away from town. For example, the city center, their garages are not in the city center.
Correct.
You find him either in his home, he has established a garage at his home, but you'll find every day the customers are full. Why? Is so long as people have proved that he's competent in that skill. And Andrew will drive from here to Mukono.
Of course.
Because that is where he knows the mechanic.
My mechanic is there, is competent, yes.
So what Ugandans who are interested in skilling need to do is basically to have the skill first. When you have the skill, the job comes immediately. That's what I always even tell my students. Students sometimes when come exam, panic for exams. If you have the skill, passing exam comes automatic.
Because you're competent.
Because you're competent.
Yeah.
So just like if you have the skill and you are sure the job will come. Then also this one brings me, we are a center of excellence for construction trades that support oil
and gas.
What separates Kichwamba
from the other entities?
From UPIC. Because I think Uganda must know this.
Yes.
UPIC goes deep into
oil and gas.
And
downstream, upstream.
For us, we are doing, because if petroleum has been discovered, you are not going to have only petroleum without the structures. Those structures are going to need what?
They're going to be constructed.
The pipeline needs welders and plumbers. So for us, that is our concept. But these skills, if we have trained in welding, the standard welding, even if you don't get a job in oil and gas,
transferable.
You can still practice welding
elsewhere.
And you earn
all these industries, they need perfect certified welders.
Correct.
All these factories need certified, knowledgeable and competent plumbers, electricians and others, which may not be. Even our assistant institutions are handling possibly. So people, even our students, when they come, before we orient them,
after
they have here this oil and gas, Nyam for oil and gas. So that now people know there's a lot of riches in oil, and so somebody comes with that.
But the pump of oil and gas.
But the good, as Lilian mentioned earlier, when they come, we put them on ground and tell them, you know, this is what you're going to do. Don't put yourself very high and don't put yourself very low. This is, we are going to give
balance
you
your expectations.
and these skills are going to put you where your desires are. But even if you don't get there,
you can still practice.
Still
I hear you.
Yeah.
This brings me to Lillian.
Yes.
The principal has alluded to the strength of the institute and all that, and I love the yardstick is drawn between UPIC and UTC Kichwamba. I want to know, all this cannot run without challenges. Are you facing challenges as an institution? And if so, what are some of the challenges? Not from us, the population, with the attitudes and the beatitudes towards the skilling and all that, but for you to actually operationalize all this. What are some of the challenges is the institute facing?
Currently, we have worked on a number of documentations. Actually, what was really barring the implementation was the guidelines, having the guidelines in implementing these agendas and everything like that. But we have worked on that. We have all the documentation that is guiding most of our programs, policies, and we have put in places committees that were not there before, that are helping now in probably what we would have called the major challenges. We would look at a committee like an industry advisory committee. The industrial advisory committee, we've got people from industry, from sector skills councils that are now come to college to inform the college on the mode of training. So we are training with information from the employers, the ones that are taking our graduates. So before then, that was a major challenge. We used to just train, the industry was there, the training was also here. We had no place of meeting. But now before we train, we meet. The training and the college has come to the industry and the industry has come to the college. So that is now for us, actually it has solved most of the challenges that we had through the training.
The principal, that brings me to the partnerships. What are some of the key strategic partnerships do we have as an institute, just to give confidence to the ones who are going to come to study?
First of all, before I mention that, you know, just not only Kichwamba, but the rest of other TVET institutions, we have been having a challenge that our trainers, you find a trainer from maybe university, is appointed as a trainer,
at a technical
one of the TVET institutions, with a lot of his theories.
I hear you.
If you told him to describe a car, he can tell you how a car moves and what, but give him a spanner. There he will be running away.
Yes.
And this was happening. I'm not only talking about spanners, but the rest of other fields. But now currently the government has come in. First of all, now the current recruitments. The current recruitment, people who have been recruited from around 2018 onwards. If somebody, they test the competences you have
before
you are employed to come and become a trainer.
Correct.
Secondly, even now, those who entered maybe even earlier, now there is a program of retooling. Now, like Milton, I've trained as a builder in the early 1990s. If I'm not if I'm only teaching that which I was taught at that time, construction has now changed.
We're now on sustainable architecture.
Yes, things have changed.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, currently I've been teaching architecture. Even the students now, I taught a few years, just a few years, 3 years, 4 years back. When they show the work they are doing, you can't even compare yourself to them.
Correct.
Because some of us, you remain there.
Yes.
So that has been a big challenge, but now the government has come. So that is a big strength. Secondly, as Kichwamba, and I think even some of our sister institutions, we have advocated for our trainers to remain attached to the industry. So you
understand the changing dynamics.
Yes, you find you have a trainer, but he's still attached For example, like us, we have people attached to Hima Cement, we have people attached to other industries. They be with you. With time, they are not with the students, they are in the industry. So while they are there, they are learning the new innovations, that the new technology that are coming in the industry. And now they transfer them again to the
institution.
So that is a big strength.
Nice.
That is a big strength on our side. Now back to
the partnerships, strategic partnerships.
We have, as college, we have signed a series of MOUs, which we are implementing with, for example, Lydia mentioned about UMA. We have signed the UMA is basically for industrial attachment and job placement. Factory. Most of our students that UMA places, 80% remain there.
I want you to go deep into the job placement conversation there, because that's the question they were asking Ruth earlier on.
Yes.
The job placement. How does the partnership you're having with UMA, even other strategic partners, convert into job placements?
Yes. In fact, Lillian has done a great job because that is her area. We have, in fact, currently, always whenever, it does not take us even a semester when there is no list coming from the demand from the industry, asking us, do you have these students who have completed in this area? We want 10, we want 5, we want these numbers.
Wow.
So that is now where we have reached. And not only that, we have also, in fact, we have very many, for example, we have signed the MOU with Petromarine. We have been talking about this health and safety. And we have been now like training, sending our trainers to other institutions for training in health and safety before they come and now implement. Now, as college, we are going to start training. Even these national diploma students, at least they are going to have a glance of a training in health and safety. That has been a big challenge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably, Andrew, let me add more partnerships,
Please.
because I lead that team. We've had partnerships with SINOC. Yeah, we are a member of oil and gas training institutions in Uganda, and we are leading that. Well, and we have also a conversation with the Uganda National Petroleum Authority. Yeah, we also have a partnership outside probably oil and gas. I'll talk about other partnerships that have grown us as an institution. Before I go there, we also deal with our institutions, not forgetting universities, especially on issues of training and the exchange programs. Through that and through TVET also, we have been able to sign an MOU with a university in China, Hangwan University, that is also going to have some exchange program, both for staff and the students, for the same training. So on partnerships, we look forward to having as many partnerships as we can. By industry, we have that also. At least, like he said, we go to industry and the industry come to us. So most of our graduates sometimes are even booked while they're still on.
While at work.
Yes.
That's a very interesting conversation.
And to add on that, we are proud, this one I have to mention that.
Please.
I'm proud as Kichwamba. We are one of the few institutions that place our students for their internship. All, not say some, all.
You're sure that we have 700 of them?
700, and we know all where they are going at the time they are leaving college.
Wow.
And it is a few cases you find like maybe 3, 4 who tell you, please, you have placed me here, but the condition is maybe financially. Then we tell them, please, if you have got, let's satisfy that organization before we allow you to go there. So at least as Kichwamba, I'm proud to mention that we place our students for internship, all of them. Not like giving people letters. Please go, go and tell us where you have got.
Yes.
No, we place.
You're sure that Andrew go to Hima, there is this place?
Yes.
Ruth, This brings me now to the regional aspect. That's a big proud, by the way, Martin. I'll get back to you about that. Let's talk about the East African aspect, which earlier on Lydian alluded to, that we have even students from other countries, you know, studying with us at the institute.
Yes.
Does language at time, you know, kind of hinder the conversation going forward? And given that you're in electrical and technical, you know, kind of execution, how do you merge the innovations that are coming in, especially in the oil and gas? How do you fuse that with the new teaching models, even in the best languages, even the ones from the East African can be in position to understand?
In that, I'm praised to say that since we are from the East Africa, we must use English for the teaching.
Until you find a Tanzanian coming.
Yes, he's a Tanzanian, but at least you find he knows some bit of English.
Okay.
So that can translate for him to do what he needs to do.
Okay.
In doing that, we have many students that are coming from outside, outside Uganda. But we will have to immerse them to be one, like a student and teacher learner. Because if at the end of it you've done your practical, you've taught them, and you have left him behind, that will be a big challenge. So you have to be moving from each person to the other, so that he has understood what has been taught and be confident that he can do it himself. Before you allow them to do like any practical, you have to take them through. Tell them the materials they're going to use and take them through. If he misses a step, you have to find him. Make sure that he has gotten what he has to do for him to understand.
Okay, then to go to the innovations.
The innovations.
Yeah.
We've done many innovations through research. As we've said that
I love the word research.
Yeah.
Anything that is based on research, it has my attention.
Yes, this comes out as when you press students for the industries, they go and learn more things from the industries, because we have many industries doing many things, many kinds of work. So when they come from there, they are innovative. So when time comes to say that we are going to do a project, you let the students themselves decide for the project they are going to do. So if they decide that we are going to do such a project, they will research about it, and we sit together and see how it's going to be done. Like in our open week, we did a smart home, as it was out of the research. That smart home was perfect. Everyone liked it.
Ruth, can I have a smart home at home, fully installed by the Kichwamba team?
Yes, of course. Yes, and you can have it.
What is the risk management there, Modo?
The risk management is like, it's not much, because it's you to control it.
Okay.
Yes.
In case I'm not there, can my wife and my daughters, you know?
If you have transferred that up to them.
Okay.
It's when
the commands.
Yes.
Lights on, lights off.
If I say that now at this time I have to switch off, or close the doors, I close. Yes. You'll be operating from your workplace when you're seeing what is at home.
I want to understand, Lillian, what she's telling me is that even when students go for internship, what they see and the innovations that come from there, when they come back with this kind of feedback, it informs you on how to fine-tune the models in a way. With all this coming, is there a way of patenting these innovations for the students themselves, or the institution then takes the patenting right, as this was a Kichwamba innovation?
Yes. Actually, after realizing that we are doing very well in innovations, we had to establish Innovations and Research Committee. Yes, led by one of led by one of the technicians that you had they are talking about how they've gone through. There it's open. Anybody with an innovation, you write your proposal and it goes through that committee. And when that committee certifies that innovation, then it brings to management, and management tries to see how to fund it. There are so many, like even civil department has innovations. Electrical, apart from the smart home, they've done smart health, whereby this is targeting like the infectious diseases, whereby if for
Ebola,
you, yeah,
COVID.
yes, a doctor should not come and check on how Lillian is doing. Just has some app to keep monitoring how I am
From afar.
Yeah, from afar, how I'm responding to the treatment, like that. So all those are like that, and whoever brings that innovation has some rights to that.
To the innovation.
To the innovation, yes.
Correct.
Yes. Has it is we have a way of appreciating them, yeah, and then they teach others on other innovations.
I love that.
Even we have in civil a lecturer that is doing energy saving stoves. It's too beautiful.
That is under the renewable energy agenda.
Yes, yeah. The energy saving stoves, it's too beautiful. Also that we have to acknowledge the person who brought.
Correct.
We had a student who transformed an old radio. You know these radios that our parents,
Makula.
yes, that used to have, and transformed it to new technology, whereby you can even use Bluetooth.
To broadcast.
Yes. So this helps us. It brings the issue of maybe dumping or keeping
Recycling.
your recycling or keeping your valuables. So in that we had to acknowledge that student, that whole project amazed the old age a lot when they came for the open week. So such students, we also have to acknowledge them.
I hear you.
Yes.
There is a question here. This comes in from friends. Thank you so much for the feedback you're giving us online. Twale Isaac says continuous capacity building is needed for perfection. We all have a duty to add a skill even when you attain an arts course, correct? This one says we appreciate so much government of Uganda for investing resources in centers of excellence regionally. We want to attain middle income status is through skills development. UTC Elgon is construction and building, Lira is for roads, Bushen is for manufacturing, and mindset change. There was a question, this comes to you, the principal. Sekasi Athanasius, he says, I'm doing a certificate in electrical engineering. Oh, it comes to you. Electrical engineering. Can I join the college? If yes, which diploma should I go for?
It's nice if he's doing a certificate in electrical, yes, he can upgrade and go for the diploma in any other, or in one of the colleges. Yes, he can be accepted.
Okay.
Yes.
Principal, Sekase again asks, what's the difference between national diploma and advanced diploma?
Yeah, I think this is a good question. Currently, we have, you know, in the trend of technology, we have artisans. That is the first level.
Okay.
We have craftsmen. We have technicians. We have technologists. And then we have engineers.
What a good layering.
So these layers now, each level of training you undergo gives you a title. Now, like we have our friends, we have some institutions who have heard about technical schools and community polytechnic, and I think we would have heard about them. They produce artisans.
Yes.
And we have our colleges, the diploma and maybe advanced certificates, those are technicians. Now, higher diploma or advanced diploma, those are technologists. They are able to do advanced supervision and analysis of the work that the national diploma person
is doing.
Could work, yes.
Okay.
And in fact, these are the real supervisors, the real field supervisors. Engineers are supposed to be, by the way, sometimes we are abusing them. They are supposed to sit in offices and design, and after designing, it puts for you the design. It is the technologists who are supposed to work with technicians to implement those designs. But now, because things here are mixed up, you find even an engineer is also there holding a spanner that otherwise is not supposed. That's why even this one also brings me to talk about to the Ugandans. Whenever our vocational TVET institutions grow, somebody will come and ask you, aren't you going to change this to university now?
That was my very last question. Because Center for Excellence at a regional level means a lot. With all these achievements in just 3 years, don't you get the urge of saying, now we can, you know, universities are lucrative in a way because parents want to say, I went to this uni, I went to this uni.
Yeah, the beauty is that the workforce, wherever in these organizations, is like a normal pyramid. We need more of the technicians, the hands-on people. We need more of them than the people, the designer, the white collar. So if we change all these well-facilitated institutions to universities, then we shall produce very many engineers, with very good brains.
Without hands-on people.
Without hands-on people. And at the end of the day, what shall we remain with? Unemployment.
Correct.
Because the factories, all those industries we are seeing, they need very few engineers. They need more of the technicians. So we are now saying these institutions, we are developing them to produce technicians and craftsmen, not engineers.
That makes a lot of sense. Friends, if you're just joining this conversation, welcome aboard. It's Skills for Success conversation powered by the World Bank, the Ministry of Education and Sports, and the Skills Uganda. The conversations we have had are remarkable. It's only Kichwamba that will place you rightly so in the job placement where you need to be. It's only Kichwamba Training Center of Excellence that they will call them before you graduate, that are you ready for, for work to be taken up. And Ruth, I want to engage you as we're finalizing this conversation. To all the people who have gone through you and you've seen them excel at the different layers, what does this mean to you at the end of the day? A lady calling you and telling you the truth, I have this opportunity. When I went for this internship, I learned this, there is this innovation, I'm proud of myself about this and that. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, of course this means a lot to me. So it makes me competent and makes me brave that yes, I've turned a Ugandan into something valuable with skills. Because if you tell someone that, if someone tells you that, you know what, madam, I've been pressed here and I've worked successfully, they've retained me. That is good. Because most of the students, those with, they tend to change their attitudes. Because with a company, if you change your attitude, of course you won't be retained at any other time. Or they might fail to call you again. Like if we say that we are placing the students to the industry, if they go there and misbehave, they won't allow us to take more.
Do you have a follow-up mechanism on these students as and when they go into these institutions?
Yes, we do. We do have to follow them and see how they are doing. Yes. If they say they have a challenge, we see how we can go through it and they also be fine.
Joel Mwange on Twitter says, greetings. My name is Joel Mwange, a proud product of Bukalas Agriculture College. I advise everyone to embrace the TVET education as it's the key to all doors. Shouts out to everyone in the studios and the viewers. That is where the future lies. Thank you so much. skills for development. That's where I'm picking. If you want me to pick what you're saying to us, the hashtag is skills for success, and I'll be in position to pick that up. Lillian, as we're finalizing this conversation, how safe is Kichwamba for my daughter, for my son, if I'm going to bring them to study for 2 years they're going to spend there?
Kichwamba, ever since that tragedy in 1998, immediately the government of Uganda did action. We have a full detach of UPDF.
Okay.
I think it's the only institution in East Africa manned by UPDF. And you come at the gate, the security, you have to present yourself, and we are sitting on...
Do I have to call our head Lillian? I'm at the gate, please clear me.
You will first clear before they will not even listen to me.
Okay.
You'll have to clear.
Through the structures?
Through the structures. Even if you are a minister and you came, you will not pass the quota guard with your machine. No. And we are sitting on about 100 acre. All of it is fenced.
Nice.
Yeah, all of it is fenced. So security-wise, we are very, very comfortable. Our electricity does not go off. It's a rule. Electricity does not go off. So inside we have a full detach with a commander, and who are very friendly. And
that's why I was coming, because I will be like, it feels like the institution is militarized,
no,
and I'm taking my child.
They will take their, they know their place, and they will do their thing.
Okay.
Whereas the institution, so we also have our own
rules
local,
and regulations.
Even our local security that will be there to know who is coming, who is to register, to keep the registration. But on the national agenda, security-wise, it is up to standard. And now that the government has, by the way, Andrew, those machines you saw there are an industrial hub. Yes.
Okay.
We can produce, and our intention now is train with production.
Okay.
Because we can do all the gutters. We have the machines, we have the leather machines. We can produce any kind, even the earrings.
So you're open for business as well?
Open for business. It is an industrial hub. If you, like how you saw that clip, the machines that are there are mainly for production. So we are training with production. So while I am teaching you on how to how the spanner looks, you will have to produce that spanner. And we make sure that you'll make it perfect until we put it on the market. That is the intention. So, my dear friends and girls out there, normally when I'm on orientation, I call upon the girls a lot. Come and let us train. Let us have the skills. Yeah, I'm in communications, but let me tell you, if it comes to plumbing, I will know something.
Oh, that's
my
great.
Association.
And before you leave that, I want you to share with us the contacts in case someone wants to get in touch with Kichwamba. What numbers do we call? What digital platforms do we go to? Because now parents are now, parents are always, for lack of a better word, they're in balance and in doubt if this child is educated, where they're going to go for internship and where they're going to get these skills and will they get job placements. Now, those are two niches your institute has, and as a parent, I would like to get in contact. What numbers do I call and where do I go?
Reach us on our website, UTS Kichwamba, www.utskichwamba.ac.ug.
Okay.
Our email address is utskichwamba@gmail.com. Then Twitter, we are at UTskichwamba handle. Then Facebook, which is not where if you put it, you can access.
We are in the jungle there, but we'll find you.
You can find us also on Facebook. On YouTube, we have so many clips that are running. UTskichwamba still. Then probably our phone number. When you go to our website, you can get a link that leads you to a direct direct phones that you can ask, give any inquiry. Mine is there also. On that, it's a direct link. There is for the PR, the academic registrar, and even the systems administrator. Those ones, you will converse with them on one-on-one.
Now,
however,
assume I don't have data to go online, but I am an old man or old woman who just wants to write the number and I'm going to call direct.
It is 0483 425 577.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Principal, what could be your parting shots as we're talking to the Ugandans? Look direct in the camera and you tell them the truth.
Andrew, it has been a pleasure, first of all, being here.
Yes.
And to talk about the challenges and experiences we have at Kichwamba and opportunities. First of all, you know, just like Lilian was talking, many times when people would hear about Kichwamba, what would come to their mind is the
incident of 88, yeah.
But I have to make Ugandan confident that that one happened, and I think it will never happen again.
Correct.
And let the Ugandans bring their children to Kichwamba. Where we feel up, we have other sister institutions. TVET is the answer.
Correct.
Because like people who want to do certificates, you may not need to come to Kichwamba. There are many other TVET institutions in the country, everywhere. The country is advocating every constituency, I think, to have a TVET institution. Let's go to those institutions. Let's go and learn. It is until you reach there that you know what they do. But when you pass over the roadside, you never knew what they do.
Correct.
So I encourage Ugandans, let's embrace TVET, and this is where the country will develop.
Thank you so much. Ruth, what are your parting shots?
Yeah, I'm pleased to be here for this session, and I'm encouraging my fellow ladies out there that we provide equality for disabled, and even those who are married, those who are aged. We also provide diversity and promote equality for production of all. So we welcome you all, and we wish you that you can join us and be part of us in our innovations.
Thank you so much. This conversation was powered by the Ministry of Education and Sports, Scaling Uganda, not forgetting with a great support from our friends from World Bank. My name is Andrew Chamagiro. The question is, now that you know this, what are you acting upon? See you next time. Good evening.
Thank you.